Man. Anybody else forget that this was an anime channel? So every other anime channel is going to have their review of all of the summer 2020 anime, and they're going to do plot and synopsis and all of that, like at the very beginning of the season. This format, I'm just going to be talking about what shows I am currently watching, what shows I have just finished, and what shows I might be looking forward to in the future as of right now. Not really necessarily in the summer 2020 anime bubble, but also, like, you know, if I'm watching a classic show, I'll talk about that. And of course, we have the 5-point rating system, of course. So we're going to be running on that. There is not much to say. There's not much I have to say about Brand New Animal. The color palette was really good. I really liked the color palette of that show. I liked the way it looked. It was very fluid. Of course, Trigger doing an awesome job with the animation. And story-wise, it was actually quite interesting to see Trigger pull a trigger without actually pulling a trigger. It's very complicated. You'd have to watch it yourself. But yeah, they somehow are able to pull that off. And it was... I couldn't help but laugh. I didn't take the show too seriously. They're lucky I don't mind the ending song, because they abuse that so much in the show. Like, they don't go a single episode without hearing it at least, like, 2 times. Not including the actual ending credits, but 2 times they'll play it, because that is the only song that they have rights to, so, other than the opening. It's alright. I mean, the fight choreography is amazing. Obviously, that's where all the animation budget is going forward to. That's like their main selling point. But in terms of story, it's alright. I like Tower of God better. I feel like I think it's because they're the 2 most popular on Webtoon, possibly. I don't read Webtoon a lot. I only read Tower of God. It's probably because it's just... both of the plots are so similar, like, okay, climb this tower and defeat other people to get your wish granted. Okay, enter this tournament and defeat all the people to get your wish granted. It's like, you know, it's like the same thing, but not really. Like, it's pretty much just like a shonen crack cocaine addict's dream reskin of Tower of God. That's how I see it. But this OP is a banger, god damn! So with ReZero, I actually read ahead on the light novel after season 1 had ended. I didn't get too far to where... I got literally to where the anime is, like, now. Or, like, the anime is now an episode past to where I stopped. Within 4 seconds of rewatching it, I was reminded how much I love this edgier version of Konosuba, complete with the white-haired Aqua. Who's Rem? I think we just found best girl of the season. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
This show, how do I talk about this show? This show is quite amazing. I loved the first episode with some nice, wholesome content. I was like, yes, we're awesome, we're getting a new rom-com. And then in the next 2 episodes, they made me hate it. It's quite impressive. I hate this thing. I hate the fucking show. It's just, first off, this main character, for the love of God, okay. Oh my god, somebody call Hopper. Somebody call Sherlock Holmes, because this man has lost his manhood and he cannot find it. This indecisive wet sock of a main character just pisses me off to no end. And his friends are no better until the latest episode. Like, I actually have zero respect for his friends. They're disgusting. The only reason why I'm still watching this show is because of Mizuhara. Mizuhara is a tsundere that we've all waited for. I don't even need to see the other competition, okay? They don't even matter. She is just the pinnacle of this show. She's what's carrying this show. She's carrying the show on her back. She's the only decent human being in this show that we've seen so far, other than maybe Kibe. Because in episode 4, Kibe actually turned into a real human being instead of being a freaking NPC. In the last episode, spoilers. This is spoilers coming in, okay? Spoilers. Spoilers. It showed that they were going to do a redemption arc, okay? Okay, you caught my attention and you realized we're going through a redemption arc type of show. If it's going to be a redemption arc, then I will do my best to forgive the past couple of episodes. Really bold of you to be putting a Beach episode at the 3rd episode and the 4th episode. But you know what? Okay, we'll turn it around. Let's see what we got in store for us, okay? Oh, God. Anyway, Mizuhara, best girl of the season. You guys have absolutely zero idea how long I have waited for this show. I was so scared that after season 2 we would not be getting a season 3 of SNAFU. I was just like out of my mind if they would leave it off on that cliffhanger, especially since even the source material hadn't really started back up until maybe a couple of years ago. I was like, what is happening? What are you doing? It's like the Hunter x Hunter series but worse. In high school I treated the show like gospel. I loved the themes and the messages, and Hachiman was like a freaking cynical messiah that I looked up to. I was a freaking ape. I was an ape in high school. And now I'm rewatching the show with my cousins because honestly I kind of hate watching anime alone at this point. And the show is just so good. It's just so good. And I'm interpreting things that they're saying now that, you know, I have a different perspective and a lot more mature. And it's awesome. I love the show. It's great. It's fantastic. You should watch it. This season's gonna be probably a banger. I've only seen 2 episodes of it. I'm waiting for us to catch up to the season with my cousins. Okay, I have seen the 2nd episode. All I'm gonna say, I used to like Yukino. After the rewatch and what I've seen, Yui's got my respect. I sunk before I pong. I Japanned before I crybabied. I guess the only way we got left is up. First 2 episodes of the show were phenomenal. When I heard it was the same director as Devilman Crybaby, and I was pretty pumped. And the ping pong animation, I was pretty pumped. I was like, okay, this should be a good show. Plus we got Pinoy main characters. Okay, respect. We got culture, we got diversity. And then after the first 2 episodes of what was basically a disaster movie with Minecraft music playing in the background, this is a 4th-rate show with a 1st-string deck. It has a lot of really good scenes that would hook you and would be a lot more impactful if I was actually invested in the show at that point. Okay, I'm gonna put a low-key spoiler discretion here. The show sunk itself in parallel with the actual country in the show. It was going good, and I was really enjoying it until they decided to, they started killing off characters that I felt like just didn't really need to be killed off at some points. Like, I understand some of them. I've seen the Reddit stuff. I disagree with some of the opinions on there, a lot of the opinions on there about killing off certain characters. So I thought it was fine. It wasn't necessary, I don't think, but it was fine. I was okay with it, but it got to a point where it was just like, killing off characters means plot, right? Where a Kame got killed. Now, the show would be totally fine. It would have been completely fine. And you could remove this whole arc, and the show would not have changed for the most part. Other than just them getting a frickin' paralyzed scientist. They could have totally done some other way around to do that. And it is the marijuana cult arc. Why was this in? Who thought of this idea? Who greenlit this? What am I talking about? This arc has got it all. It's got 360 no-scopes. It's got slapstick humor. It's got weed. I don't know how all that weed got there, but it was there. We had a Tarantino scene, straight out of Kill Bill, where they're trying to rob this thing. And there's like 5 people or something, all guns pointed at each other. And this lady just shows up with a katana. Like, what are you gonna do with that? This ain't that type of anime. Many unwanted and weird things that just didn't need to exist. Also, the main character had a gash on her ankle, and for some reason, even though she had accessibility to a hospital, and she actually was in the hospital for a lot of the time, she for some reason was just like, I don't need to get this treated. Oh, I'm fine. But the biggest sell point of the show is that they got that Alpha Chad PewDiePie YouTuber. He can do literally anything. This man is Tom Cruise head ass. Also, why was there so much English? Why was there so much cringe English just put in randomly in the show? I don't understand that. It's like, I never knew that reverse weebs could exist, but apparently they do in this show, because he would just randomly spit out English. You know, I just didn't need to. I want to watch the English dub because I want to know how they interpret that. Do they just keep it all in English, or do we actually see weebs now where they just reverse the languages? So they were speaking English, and then when they were speaking English in the Japanese dub, they're not speaking Japanese in the English dub. I don't know. I think that the anime was just trying to, that whole occult arc was just a metaphor, right? Let's sync the show to a poorer quality, like how the country is syncing in our show, where we have a cult with people that are they like weed and they can talk to ghosts, but they're not actually evil cult people for the most part. They're not like your typical cult people. They're just random dudes. But I mean, I'll watch Ping Pong the Animation and Devilman Crybaby now, so I got that going for me. I was too much of a coward to watch Devilman Crybaby before. I already know what happens. I've already even spoiled it. I already know what happens. We'll give it a shot. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's all I got. Have a good day.